Hey there, and welcome to a project demonstration for Aviary. This project was a fun one for me. This was a product of a 3-day hackathon in which I worked with another web developer from Israel and a web designer from Russia. And together we sought to build an application that answered the question, how can we help users stay grounded during the pandemic? Our answer was to build an audio player that would take the sounds of birds recently spotted in your area and create a nice image and a nice audio environment for you to focus in and just stay grounded. So let's take a look at how it works. Here we are on the landing page. We have a nice hero image right here with some blurred birds in the background. Hopefully we're getting grounded as we're here already, but if we click here, we can be taken down to our About section where we can see the whole reason that this application exists, kind of how it works a little bit. And if we continue down here, we'll see a map and some locations that you can choose to see what birds have been recently located in these areas. I won't click on those because what I really want to do is show what it looks like to find birds recently spotted in my area, which is right up here in northern New Hampshire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this locate button. If I wanted to, I can enter any zip code here. So say down in Connecticut at 06880, I could do that, or down in Miami or something like that. But what I really want to do is show that this works right here. If I hit my location, it's going to find where I am, and then right now it's going to find birds that were really recently spotted in my area from local people around me. And then it's going to Xeno Canto, which is a bird API, to find those sounds. I'll get more into how it works in a second, but for now, let's just listen to birds. Pretty cool. There's some birds. So you might be wondering what those birds are. What we can do, after of course liking this audio display right now, is we can click on this bird icon to see what these birds are. This is a pileated woodpecker, a cedar waxwing, a tufted titmouse, and a golden crowned kinglet. If you want to see more about what these birds are all about, you can click this link to be taken to the audio call, or the audio wave for what that call is, and then you might be able to find some more information about where this bird was located, where the sound was recorded, and some more information about this bird. Let's head back to the application. So we got all the information about the birds that we see, but what we want to know is, what is this image we're looking at, and where are we right now? So let's click on this mountain to view the current configuration settings. We're at 03846, that's my current zip code, and we're looking at a picture for the woodland. But say we want to go somewhere else. I want to see what's going on where my family lives down in Connecticut. So that's 06880, and I want to find an image for, say, the mountains. So I'll submit this, and now we're going to go find some more birds recently located by 06880. We're also going to find a picture of some mountains, and we're going to create a totally new soundscape. So that's Westport, Connecticut. That's pretty cool, and that's where this image is it's the result of a query for mountains. And you can hear that these are some totally different birds. They sound very different. They sound like Connecticut birds. What are they? Dark-eyed junco, a mourning dove, a red-bellied woodpecker, and a downy woodpecker. Now I'm feeling indecisive. I want to go somewhere else, but I don't know where. So let's just click the random button and then view, say, a random place. It'll take a second. So in Hackensack, Minnesota, here we are. Now what is this image of? Again, we can come back here and view the configuration settings. So that's 56452, and this is a coastal image. So that's all cool. Like I said, if we go back to the landing page, we can also click on one of these predetermined locations. So if I click on the Redwood Forest, this is a zip code out in California, and it's going to find a picture of the forest and populate it that way. So you can see some predetermined places with, these are recently spotted birds, but they're birds spotted at a predetermined location. Here we have a surf scooter, a western breed, common murre, and a glacial swing gull. So that's how the app is used. Eventually we'll have some features here to create a login flow, but like I said, this is the product of a hackathon, so it was over the course of a few days, and what I really want to do is focus on the API calls rather than the authentication flow. So how does this work? It probably makes the most sense to show a Miro board to talk about what the API calls are and what's going on. So as you can see, we have a little bit of information right here about the technologies that were used. It's a React application on the front end with React Router to determine what the routing is, and we use style components to make it all look good. Some other technologies that we use are some NPM packages to assist in fetching, loading images and audio like React Player, and then converting zip codes. So there's a nice package that will convert a zip code to a lat long so that we can make some queries about where some birds are. So here are the API calls that go on. We're using 3 public APIs over on this side. So when I enter a zip code and enter a query for a new photo, 2 things are going on. We are going to use the zip code to find a latitude and longitude and contact eBird. eBird is like a, it's like Strava, or it's a social media for birds. If I spot a bird in my area, I can post that on eBird so other people can see that this kind of bird is being viewed in, say, Jackson, New Hampshire. So we're taking that latitude and longitude, going to eBird and seeing what are 4 birds that were located most recently in this area. And then we'll take those 4 bird names and go to Xenocanto, which is a database of bird sounds. And so we can take the Latin names of those birds and then go find a series of recordings that will pick one of those at random. And, I don't want to talk to Siri right now. Sorry about that. And once we get those recordings, then we can populate 4 React players in here. And we can pause and play that audio here. I don't know if I displayed that. We can play, pause the audio here. And that will load that player. And then while this is all going on, we're going to take that query parameter and go to Unsplash, which is an image database. And we'll find something that matches the query that we entered. So say we did, 03846 in mountains. We're going to go find 4 birds located in Jackson, New Hampshire, and then a picture of the mountains. And that's what you're seeing right here. One of the technical problems that we face is that we have so many API calls going on that we had to make sure that everything was in working order before we actually populated the React player with the audio and the image. So what we used, instead of waiting until one promise is resolved before populating this and then maybe having a few empty audio players without audio, is we use promise.all to make sure that the promises would all resolve before we finally move on to the final step of inserting the image and then creating the audio elements. So this is a pretty fun project. Like I said, it was a nice collaborative experience with some international designers and developers. And it's a fun way to actually build a useful application to help users stay grounded during the pandemic. Thanks for checking this out.